Welcome back to another episode of Terp Trends, where we explore the intersection of cannabis, culture, and innovation. Today's guest brings a refreshing perspective rooted in the natural world, William Padilla-Brown, the mind of MycoSymbiotics. William is a true mycology pioneer, educator, author, and regenerative systems designer whose work has helped bridge the gap between mushrooms, soil science, and sustainable living. Through MycoSymbiotics, he's been teaching the importance of fungi not only in ecosystems, but also in human health, agriculture, and plant cultivation. From publishing his own guide on cordyceps cultivation to leading workshops around the country, William has built a name for himself in the world of functional fungi and grassroots education. His mission: empower people through knowledge, whether it's soil building, community growing, or creating harmony between the plants, fungi, and the people. In this episode, we'll dive into his journey, the science and magic of mushrooms, and how fungi play a vital role in the future of cannabis cultivation and sustainability. So tune in. This is Terp Trends. Let's dive in. Will, man, what's going on? How are you?
Yo, blast, I'm loving life. You know what I mean? About to take a little dab of some funk from Mars. You know?
Yeah?
Yeah. My homies, niggas with oil, NWO. They
Mm-hmm.
run this up out of Colorado. Um, but yeah, it's about to dab on some of that.
Was that the Boondock characters on there?
No, they got. I mean, one of them. They got Will
One of
Smith. They got Riley, and
Yeah,
then they got the
yeah.
homie from Hey Arnold. I forget what his name was.
The Gerald, right?
Harold. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what's going on. Nice, nice. My man's chilling out in LA, but Will, are you originally from PA?
Originally, I'm from North Carolina,
Word.
but I grew up in Pennsylvania more than anywhere else, so like that's what I claim. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Where in North Carolina?
I'm from Fayetteville. That's where I was born.
Okay. Okay.
But I didn't stay there too long. I grew up traveling around and stuff with my family. My dad in the military, mom working for the USDA Foreign Services. Yeah, I traveled all over the place. But my dad retired in Pennsylvania when I was younger, so I stayed there longer than anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, nice, man. I've never been to Fayetteville. I lived in like Wilmington and Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. It's like the beach side, East Coast side.
Yeah, I
Um,
always I moved back to North Carolina in my early 20s and I stayed on the west side. I haven't done too much of the east side of North Carolina.
yeah,
It's a big
yeah.
state.
Yeah, dude, it is. It is. Especially driving through it, you're just like, it just doesn't stop. Kind of
Yeah.
like PA too. I've been traveling to
Yeah, for
Pittsburgh
sure.
from Philly, and I'm just like, man, this drive just doesn't stop, bro.
Bro, turnpike for forever.
Yeah, yeah. And the
Ever.
stadies here, they're the not the
Oh,
most friendly. So, you just got
nah,
cruise
brother.
control it and just take your time.
Bro, yeah, I don't even want to talk about my wiggle on the on that interstate, bro. But I figure you
Yeah,
figure out the wiggle out, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. That's it, man. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, Will, some of the cool things that we're gonna dive in is obviously what you're doing currently. But before that, I like to understand kind of where my guests came from and their first introductions to things. And you're my first guest that we're gonna dive into some mycology. But what came first for you? Was it cannabis or fungus?
Can- Cannabis.
Yeah.
Phew. Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah, like I don't know how deep you want me to go. I can answer like short or sweet, or I could go into it.
oh, get into it, man. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So like, um, not to get too deep and heavy on the emotional side, but like, I grew up with my grandfather a lot when I was younger. My mom's dad, super inspired by him. He was an English professor, like first African American English professor in New York City at Medgar Evers University, teaching English. Grew up in Jim Crow era, all this shit, crazy life story. And yeah, so he's like super inspirational for me. And I spent like a lot of time with him when I was younger, like more than my dad. So like I looked up to him a lot. And when I was like
Yeah.
12, 13, he got sick, he passed away. And I'm like just lost in the world, bro. A lot of crazy shit going on in my family. My dad ends up getting stationed in Afghanistan, and my mom was living in like Shanghai or something. And so like I'm living in Pennsylvania with my stepmom, and I was just like I felt like I was mad alone. She would even be working like far away. You know what I mean? They'd be my dad would be like sending me money to like make sure my brother and sister have food and all this shit, bro. It was hectic, crazy, because it was after like
Yeah.
the 2008 recession. So like everybody was grinding, bro. Like my parents
Yeah.
had to be working, you know what I'm saying? Like so like I was by myself a lot and I'm just like trying to process all this shit. Like my grandfather died, blah blah blah. I'm just like, yo, cause like I was mad straight edge, bro. I grew up going to church, like I was getting good grades, like I was gonna go to college, like I I made rap music. I didn't even make I wouldn't cuss in my rap music. Like you
Hell
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I was like
Yeah,
super
yeah,
straight edge,
yeah.
right? And so like one day, cause like I'm in high school at this point and I'm getting interested in all the shorties and all this type of shit. And I mean, I probably been interested in the shorties, but whatever. So like,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
I got interested in my baby moms, bro. Like she
yeah.
went to high school, we went to high school together, and like I seen her around, and she'd be like chilling with the people smoking herb and shit like that. And I'm just like, all right, what's this all about? Like maybe it's not so bad, because like I thought it would like kill you or something. Like my parents, my mom would like drill me with the shit, like make me
Yeah,
think that
man.
all the drugs are gonna kill me. Like I don't want nothing to do with it. So like
Mm-hmm.
uh I'm like, yo, why these kids look like healthy? Like they play basketball, like some of them get good grades, like and I thought this would make you fucked up, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, go on Google, I'm like, what will cannabis do to your body? You know what I mean? And I
And
looked
by
that shit.
then, it wasn't that positive either, I think, if you Googled it. Like, we were still in that age because you were like probably what,
It
around
was like
16 around then?
it was like 2009. It was like
Okay.
2009 when
So,
I'm doing this shit.
yeah.
So there was like medical weed, and like
Yeah.
that's immediately what it went to on Google. Like on Google, it went like straight to like cannabis cures cancer, and I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? I just watched my grandparents die.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like both of them
Yeah.
like died when I was younger on my mom's side, and so I'm just like, and my dad's dad died of cancer. So
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? It can help with cancer, and I'm like reading about it, because I wasn't dumb, bro. Like I was got good grades. I knew how to research it, and I'm like reading for hours, and then like I was like tripping, bro. I was literally tripping. Like I was like, what else is a lie? Like I'm like a
Yeah.
little
You
kid.
got flipped upside down.
Yeah, bro. I was like, yo, I don't know what's real life. Like, so like that was really, what sparked it for me. And like, you know, long story less long, I had homies that smoked. I just never smoked with them. Like, and then I was like, yo, dad, mom, I'm gonna go home with homie today. Like, you know what I mean, on the bus. I'm gonna go home with my homie Cameron on the bus. And like we pulled up to his crib. He had a little roach, you know what I'm saying? And we sparked that up. You know what I mean? Just like everybody, I didn't get high my first time, but like the second time, that shit
Yeah.
got started to get fun, and then it was a whole rap after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's funny when I hear like me, I remember my first time, dude, and it hit me right away. Like
Yeah.
I was stoned, dude. I'm like rehearsing lines to a movie I've never seen before. Like it was bizarre. I'm loving Capri Sun. It was the best tasting Capri Sun. You know, and this is like 14 years old.
Yeah.
Um so it's just that's why I love hearing people's like their origin story, cuz like I said on the phone, I feel like there's just a weird, we're going to use the word consciousness, but I don't know if that's the word to use, but connection with the plant. And it's just wild how we will have one experience and how it leads to so many others, right? So you just started kind of getting used to consumption, rolling around, you met your shawty. What was it like after that? Did
Uh,
you did you feel that this was always just going to be a personal thing, or did it
well,
have anything else connected to it?
first, like I knew that it was like a medicine, but like I was still wrapping my head around what drugs and medicine even was. So like
Mhm.
I didn't like I never even drank or anything before. Like I didn't
Yeah.
want to like cuz like everybody had already been like drinking the wine coolers and fucking the
Yeah.
hard lemonade, the Mike's hard lemonade and shit in like
Mhm.
middle school, bro. Like PA was wild.
Yep.
So like
PA was wild.
yeah, bro. So like I was like I was like, yo, I don't want to be like doing this because everybody did that was smoking weed every day after school and shit, bro. Like, and I'm like, yo, I can't be doing this every day. So like at first I was just like, all right, I'm gonna blaze a little bit here and there with my homies, but like I started like quickly, I started to blaze with my shorty. Like she taught me how to roll blunts up and shit, and like she wouldn't even get ID'd at the motherfucking gas stations and shit, bro. She just
Yeah.
looked a little bit like older or something, but like
Hell yeah.
uh uh, so yeah. So like I started chilling with her, but like it like quickly like everything changed because I would get stoned and like I felt like I was smarter and I felt like I couldn't tell people that because like I felt like people were like acting like they were stupid when they were high, but I wasn't, bro. Like
Yes.
I would like get stoned and then like after I'm done hanging out with the homies, I'd be like reading books and like watching documentaries about fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson and shit. Like I was
Yep.
watching like
Yep.
fucking quantum physics documentaries and shit. I'm like, yo, learning. I'm like, I immediately like within like the first couple months was like I'm learning more while I'm high than I'm learning at school. And I was just like this is nobody could tell me that I'm not cuz I know this reality is mine. So like I started chilling with my homies that would be skipping school and like our one homie was already like in college at Penn State, Harrisburg and like
Yeah.
like there was the plug, bro. Like there's this plug up at Harrisburg, Nate and shit, and at fucking and Penn State Harrisburg, and like we would just pull up there and like started to get little by little started to get better bud because like at first it all sucked. You know what I mean? We were getting
Yes.
we started out with bricks, bro. Like it
Yeah.
might have been 2009 or whatever, but there was still Mexican bricks on the street, and
Yeah.
like yeah, so we started out with the flat ass bricks, and then it like little by little got to headies, and then there was this one dude that was like everybody just called him Pops and shit, bro. Like there's this one dude that like fucking had medical herb, bro. Like he had medical herb from
Nice.
some medical state, and like the AFGU came, changed my fucking life, dude.
Yep.
Like that shit changed my life. Like and like after that, bro, like I was like, all right, all I want to do is learn about herb, how to grow this shit. I want to make sure that what I'm getting is actually what people says it is. Cause like that's when I started looking at nug porn and shit. I'm like, everybody's just making up names. I knew that people were making up names. I knew people were just shorting people on the street. So I was like, you said this is sour diesel? Nah, sour diesel's supposed to smell like this. It's supposed to look like this. This doesn't even look right, bro. Like, and like people stopped selling to me, bro. Like it was getting kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Um, but yeah, yeah. So like I just dropped out of school, bro. Like my parents like last effort. Like my mom was living in Taipei during this whole phase, and like I got in some issues with the cops for like taking my parents' car out at night while they were sleeping,
Yeah.
and they were like,
That's not wild in PA though. That's kind of like normal
"Bro, I did
adolescent
it because I
shit.
seen all my white homies doing that shit, bro. What are we talking about?"
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like,
Unfortunately.
bro, like they had all the drugs. They like yelled at their parents. They got what they wanted. They were able to smoke in the crib. Like that shit was mad different, bro. Like
Oh man.
none of my black homies was smoking in the fucking crib, bro. Like
Yeah.
that shit was not allowed, bro. That shit was crazy. So like, but like, yeah. So I started. They were like, my dad was like, Will's hanging out with the wrong people, and like they were like, yo, you should go visit your mom in Taipei, Taiwan, and shit. And like, I went to go visit my mom, and then once I was there, they were like, yo, you need to stay here. So like. I was like, yo, fuck, there's no weed out here. Like, this shit's crazy.
Damn. And
And
how old
so
were you then?
I was a junior in high school. I turned 17 there.
Yeah.
Like I
Wow.
turned 17 while I was there. And like
Damn.
uh I just dropped out of school. Like my mom tried to put me in this school and it was like dumb, like those kids go to school after school for their whole life, bro. Like the shit that they were on was like so advanced that I was like, this is not even I don't
Yeah.
even fucking understand this shit, bro. Like so I dropped out of school there and I made an album because I was making music since I was like 13. I made an album. I got into a bad drinking problem and my mom was like, "All right, well, Will can't stay here neither." Like because like she had to work and shit and like
Yeah.
I was just by myself, not at school, like doing
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I mean? Like and like I got in trouble there, so I had to leave. So like
Yeah.
um so I came bro, the US culture does not import well, especially if you're a young kid. Like and if you're in your teens and early 20s, like what's acceptable and what is like fun for the US is entirely illegal in other countries. Like
Yes. Yeah.
so like yeah,
Going
so
through
like
that's always wild.
bruh. Yeah, so I came back to the US and then I got my own crib and I started growing herb. Like and like I got
Yeah.
popped in York County before I was even 18 for growing herb.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro. But like like that's long story long, bro. Like I like it became everything for me. Like it got to the point where like I was buying seeds from Amsterdam off Attitude Seed Bank and popping them bitches in
Yep.
my closet till I got kicked out my crib. Like got my own apartment so I could grow herb, you know what I mean? Like and did my little time
Yeah.
probation. Like, you know what I mean? We got
Yeah.
lucky. We got lucky because we got pulled over before I had live plants in the car and like I started breaking them and shoving them underneath the seats, bro. And like uh the cop pulled
Were
us
you
over
in
and had a
York County for that? Were
yeah,
you?
and they had a dog in
Yeah.
the
Oh.
car. Like they already had
Oh
a dog
man.
in the car, bro.
Oh Will.
Yo, so like they pulled us over and it was like 2010 it was like 2010 or
Yeah.
11 some shit, and like it was before they could just search you. Like it was like we were like we told them that they couldn't search the car, and they like had to bring the dog out, and then they had to
Oh
get the
yeah.
car impounded because they still couldn't search it without the warrant and shit like that. So
Yeah.
like they impounded the car, and then we all got served papers in the mail like 2 weeks later, like possession with intent to manufacture marijuana. Like it was
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Fuck.
But like it was better than
Yeah.
getting locked up off rip, bro. We would all went to jail, bro. Like that shit was,
Yeah. No, 100%. So I gotta know the laws.
yeah, bro. So like,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I mean, like, and then after that, like, bro, like, I did my little probation and got right back to the what
Yep.
we fuck we talk about. Like, you know what I mean? Because
Yep.
that's like, that's
It
what I
doesn't
really,
stop.
that's what I really care about. Like, fuck, we chatting about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's what started for me. And then when my kid was born, because like my first son was born when I was 20. I stopped doing anything that was gonna put me in jail, bro. Like I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm in Pennsylvania. I was already like, I was growing mushrooms, I was extracting DMT, I was fucking growing herb, like, bro, like
Hell yeah.
I was hours long meditations, fucking chanting in different language, bro. I was bald
In it.
head in the woods, deep, like, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause I was like, I wanted to lose my mind, bro. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, everybody what they think is successful and normal is fucking vile, bro. Like if they think that all this shit is fucked up, this is what's actually good, bro. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, I
That's
just went
wild.
super deep and then I stopped doing all the illegal shit when my son was born and translated it all into stuff that like people could relate to, like fucking regular gardening and I was like, all right, I know how to grow mushrooms. Let me grow mushrooms and like learn about permaculture and shit like that. Just like translate my passion so like I could still do what I was passionate about, even though I wasn't like growing herb and all the other shit that I wanted to do.
Yeah, well, it all translates, right?
Yeah.
Through everything you're doing. And I mean, at such a young age, you're pretty much self-taught from what it seems, from gathering this
Yeah, bro.
knowledge.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I think, like at 22, you published a book, right? The Cordyceps book.
yeah, I published the Cordyceps book when I was 20, bro. Yeah, I was like 22. Yeah, it was like I was either 21 or 22. I think I turned 22 the year I published it in January, and I think I turned 22 that May.
Like, bro, that's an accomplishment. That's sick.
Bro, time changes when you're tripping, bro. You got way more. I felt like I was an old man, bro. Fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
shit.
No, I do. I do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I definitely do. So we're transitioning into like legal land. How did you pivot? And then like what did you download to then get to the point you were? Because now you need to transition, right? And you need a business plan because you're now trying to not survive off of it, but make it into something. So what do you think was that transition into more of a legal ground for it?
Like I just like, well, bro, like I just ran a legal business for 10 years, bro. Like I've still been my business is still 100% a legal business. Like MycoSymbiotics has not done anything that we're not supposed to do, you know what I mean? Like and like publicly, like I've not done anything I'm not supposed to do, bro. Like I ever since my kids were born, I just
Yeah.
stopped doing all that shit. Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, like I kept buying herb like off the street, you know what I mean? I just wasn't growing it because it was way more of a risk. But like until when, like I got popped in Georgia when I was like 23. So like I didn't smoke herb
Oh,
from the time I was 23 until I was 26. Like
Georgia. Brutal,
yeah,
dude.
bro. Like
Oh
I got,
man.
I had to sit. I mean, they put me sit down for like 4 days, bro. But like, fucking, that shit was crazy as fuck, bro. Like, I went from like taking dabs to being in like some fucking crazy ass cell with like, I see motherfuckers get their teeth knocked out. I see motherfuckers withdraw off heroin, fucking crack their head open on a toilet, bro. Like, I seen like
Yeah.
crazy shit just in 4 days. Hella kids in there for herb, like just sitting in there because they can't afford to get out, bro. Like they made
Yeah.
my bill so high that like if my mom, for by the grace of gods, didn't get me out of there, I would have not got out of there because my dad couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Like that shit was crazy, bro. Like so like uh yeah, so it was just on some bro, like I didn't even have weed, bro. I had a pipe and a grinder, bro. Like I
Oh man.
and they just
Yeah.
like had it on the mad charges because like my headlight was out on my car and I was young and bro, like you know what I mean, you can find a million things wrong with you when you're a kid, bro. So yeah, so I did that shit. I didn't smoke from the time I was 23 till I was 26. But like when I was 26, it was a whole different landscape. Like I don't know. It says reconnecting, right? I don't. Can you still
Yeah.
hear me? All right, word. But yeah, when I was
Yeah, it
20,
looks like we're good.
like I went from like dabbing BHO off of titanium nails when I was 23, and then I'm 26 for like rosin in the Puffco, and I'm just like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Rosin, Puffco? Like, what do you mean? Like, and like then there was also medical in Pennsylvania. So like I like literally like a week before I got off of my probation, I signed up and got a Pennsylvania medical card. So like as soon as like like I'm done probation, I went to the dispensary. I'm like, I'm only buying legal weed. I don't want to deal with
Yeah.
that ever again. You know what I mean? Like, and like that quickly was just like, yo, fuck this legal weed, bro. This shit is ass, bro. This shit sucks. It's so there's no transparency. I don't know what the fuck the grows look like. Sometimes this shit smells like fucking cleaner. Sometimes this shit smells
Yeah.
like fucking remediated the fuck out of it. All this shit is CRC oil, bro. Like, what did it actually look like? Like, I'm hearing horror stories from people that's working in the grows, bro. Like, I'm just like, this shit sucks, bro. I feel like I'm safer buying from grows that I can see a motherfucker on Instagram with their living soil organic. You know what I'm saying? And I want to get that shit, bro. Like, so I started going to Maine, bro. I was like, yo, fuck it. Maine's like a whole fucking tourist state, bro. Like, I just
Yeah.
go, I'm a tourist. I go buy my herb legal, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And like all the politicians in Pennsylvania knows what time it is. They're like, all of our citizens are going to New Jersey and going to Ohio and going to New York to buy their weed. We're losing money. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, damn straight you're losing money. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to fucking where the weed's good, bro. Like, and it'll be good in Pennsylvania. We literally got fucking towns called like Hempville and shit like that. Like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's called Hempland or Hempville, but there's like towns literally named after the fact that motherfuckers was able to grow such good weed there.
Oh yeah.
Like you know what I mean? And
Pennsylvania is blessed with
it's
good
fucking,
weed.
that shit is political. Like hemp is a political term. It's not a fucking scientific term.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the politics in this industry or this program in Pennsylvania is a little wild. Some of it, from which I know, it makes me like nauseous to
It
know
is.
what goes into these decisions and why we don't have what we should have as people, as citizens. It's just it blows my mind.
It's
But
egregious,
that
bro.
Yeah, that goes into my own personal journey of things that turn my world upside down. You know what I mean? Um,
I
so when
mean,
did you form this MycoSymbiotics
uh,
brand?
I made MycoSymbiotics a business in 2015. Yeah,
2015.
2015. I started running it up around like Harrisburg, fucking Hershey, New Cumberland. That was my main stomping grounds with it at first. And I made the festival the same year, so like it just like automatically just started gaining momentum and shit.
This episode is brought to you by Waddle, the world's fastest and easiest way to review and track your medicinal cannabis products. Waddle offers batch-specific reviews, so you'll know what to stash or what to trash. It's exclusively available for Pennsylvania medical cannabis patients. Waddle helps you take the guesswork out of your cannabis journey and ensures transparency with the verified product tracking. Download Waddle now on iOS or Android, that's WODL, and take control of your cannabis experience today. Yeah, yeah. Well, the festival, I totally spaced out on all that. What is it, MycoFest?
Yeah. I started MycoFest the same year. I started MycoFest in 2015.
Wow.
And yeah, cause like I just like I was on this tip of like I want to go to college, but I can't afford to go to college because our country doesn't allow me to afford to go to college. So like, um, and even if I wanted to go to college, there's no program that could teach me the things that I want to learn because people don't even know to value the things that I think is important. People are literally still calling me crazy for shit that I get paid. Fucking, I don't even want to tell you how much money to
Yeah,
do some of this shit that people told me I was crazy about. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah,
um, there was like random, not random, but there was like different authors on books on different topics that I'm trying to learn about or people that are practicing it in the real world. I'm like, all right, I need to meet all these people and have a decentralized higher education because like all my professors are like real world people that's actually doing these things in different places. So like I would find out, oh, this motherfucker's giving a lecture over here. This person's gonna be doing a book signing over here. Like, oh, this person's gonna be at this agricultural conference. I would just hustle, bro. Try and get as much people in the community to put bread together to like because I was like working serving tables, but I dropped out of high school.
yeah.
Like Central PA was not nice to a young man that believed in himself but had no paperwork, bro. Like you know what
Oh
I
yeah.
mean? Like so like it took a while before people started to catch on and like hire me to teach and shit like that. Actually, I got hired to teach in Delaware first, bro. Like crazy.
Nice.
Delaware permaculture hired me to teach first. So like, um, um, I don't even know. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so yeah, just getting it all started in 2015, running up the festival. Um, yeah, that's kind of what popped it off. And like I did the festival. Oh, that's what I was getting at. I did the festival because I wanted to learn more about mushrooms, and I saw the Telluride Mushroom Festival online, but I couldn't afford to go there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, 40% of the U.S. population lives in the Northeast Mid-Atlantic region. Like, I was like, Harrisburg is mad accessible. There's all the highways lead to Harrisburg. Like,
Hmm.
nobody could tell me otherwise. All the highways lead to Harrisburg, and that's why the Defense Distribution Center is there. That's why I even ended up there. That's why my dad retired there. So like, uh, I was like, if I throw a festival in central Pennsylvania and make it super affordable, then all the kids that care about the same shit that I care about will end up here. And it worked. Now we're
Cake.
11 years deep and we're not kids anymore, and we're prepping for the next like round of all this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's how it all started,
It's fucking dope, dude. So what led you to mushrooms? What's your fascinations with mushrooms over all these other plants that you could study into?
bro. Like, all right. So like, I like got into cannabis and I started making hash, bro. Like, I started growing plants and I started making hash, and like, I I was like back then, like I was like, yo, I mean, I'm already past the statute of limitations, all this shit, bro. Like, I was a
Yeah.
kid, bro, but like, I was like sending shit to fucking Micah, bro. Like, I was sending shit to the art college in Baltimore and shit, just to get it away from me. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't need all
Yeah.
this that I'm producing. Like, but on the off the trim, like I off the trim, I put it in the freezer fresh. I trimmed all this shit and I put it in the freezer fresh, and I didn't know about no fresh frozen or nothing like that. And
Yeah.
I had it frozen in there, and then I went to this store out the way, like Carlisle or something, because you can't get dry ice in Pennsylvania like everywhere else. Like,
Yeah.
bro, out here you can just go to the grocery store and get dry ice, but like I
Yeah.
had to go to this crazy ice store and I got dry ice, and I went back home and I shook all the trim on my glass table. I shook all the trim on my glass table with a in a bubble bag with dry ice in it, and like, bro, I had like a pint mason jar filled of Blue Dream Keef, and I had a fucking half pint mason jar filled of Headband Keef, and
Oh yeah, dude.
like
Nice.
that shit changed my life, bro. Like that shit, like I think that was like right before I started blasting. I actually did start blasting BHO, and I had a vacuum
Yep.
chamber and all that shit. Um,
Do you build one
but
out of pots and pans, dude?
yeah, dude, I fucking imploded a couple
Same.
pots, like you know what I mean, from the
Yep.
vacuum being too strong and like sucked up.
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
But and I definitely caught my kitchen on fire before because I was a kid.
Oh
But, I mean, I'm glad
shit,
I'm glad all of us survived that shit. That survived it. You know what I mean? Like smoking it,
dude.
making it, all that shit.
I was
But
giving blasting demos in dorm rooms with like
bro,
10 kids stuck like sticked into a Kutztown dorm room, and I'm just sitting
brother,
there blasting with like 6 fans going around. I mean,
bro,
we didn't know
we're
what we didn't
kids,
know.
bro,
You
and you're
know,
getting
like
like booted, bro.
I was just trying to teach the kids, like everyone, my homies, like, yo, I just learned how to make hash. Like, we should all be doing this. We're all getting hella weed. So,
Bro,
like, if we just make this hash, like, we can make it into edibles. We can do all this shit. Like, yo, we're on now, you know. And
bro,
yeah, it was just a bunch of fucking like 18-year-olds in a dorm room blasting turkey basters into Pyrex and
fucking
nuts, nuts.
yeah, bro. Just like
Shit's funny. You know,
yeah,
kids nowadays are blessed. They just have carts. Like
just
we had to
huffing
go
fucking
through it,
butane.
dude.
Shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
We
bro.
had to go through it at least. You
Yeah,
know?
so like that shit was crazy, but like once I got to the just like solventless hash, bro, like once I had
Yeah.
that hash, bro, like I think it might have been like around that time or before. I can't really remember like around which time frame, but like that shit changed my life because I was just like sitting I had this same bong,
Hell yeah.
and I would just be sitting there fucking smoking a whole bowl of keef to the dome top, and I was little, bro, like like I couldn't move for a little bit after. Like I would be like fucking paralyzed, bro. Like straight up, just like I was like felt like
Locked.
I was like
Yeah.
like and like
Yeah.
I did it because I was practicing. I was working a spiritual practice, right? I was working on developing my spiritual body. I was working on developing my mental body. I was working on emancipating myself from mental slavery with intention. Like I was like, I'm doing this because I can't fucking focus for
Yeah.
more than a couple minutes on something. I
Yeah.
was like, my brain is so fucked from all this television, all this culture, all this shit that all these companies force down my fucking throat as a kid that I can't fucking pay attention to anything unless I get so stoned that I can't move for fucking 30 minutes. And like I would get there, I would sit stoned, and I would learn all these different mudras and mantras, and I'd be sitting there chanting and shit. I'd be like, I'll put binaural beats on. I would take the shit and I would be like listening to binaural beats, and I'd be sitting there chanting. I'd be like, fucking kadosh, 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 like om mane pade hum, like all this shit, fucking doing all this Naruto ass shit,
Yep.
bro.
I was about to
Like,
say, well, you got the Naruto's going, dude.
bro, I was like gone, bro. I was like, but like at the same time, I was like finding myself, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was like removing all this bullshit. And so like long story less long, like the hash like wasn't like the hash in the meditation wasn't bringing me to the level of spiritual consciousness that I was reading about. I was like I was like what happened to the magic in the world? How come all this time ago like I don't think it was just that people didn't know as much that they just believed in magic or something. I think that a long time ago there was more inclination of shit happening. I think the Crusades motherfuckers really went out and killed mythical fucking beasts and shit, like hunted the biggest fucking fish out the lake, killed the biggest motherfucking animal, all that shit. I think we destroyed magic and now we live in a fucking square ass cookie cutter reality. And that if you don't believe in fairies, then that shit is really fucking dried up. Like then there's no more, like none of that left for you. So I was like, are we this disconnected? Are we this far from the source that we can't have biblical experiences anymore? Like, is there anybody that can have biblical experiences anymore? So I was like, why can't I have these experiences? Like, how come I'm literally reading about authors in the past 100 years that's talking to fucking aliens and like traveling out of their body and shit like this? How come I
Yeah.
can't do this? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, all right, how do I do this shit, right? And like, I was afraid of psychedelics, bro. Like, I was afraid of all that shit. I was like, yo, all these, some white people shit, bro. Like, this some
Aw.
like, bro, you know what I
I get
mean?
it.
Like, I just
Yeah.
feel I'm a kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was like, I might lose my mind, bro. Like, I might go crazy, right? And then I seen um Chance the Rapper and the Underachievers and like Pro Era Zombie fucking Flatbush Zombies. They all start putting out music, right? And like, it's the first time I saw people that look like me. That wasn't some like fucking Parliament Funk and shit like that. Which no disrespect to P Funk. P Funk is fucking epic, but like
Yeah.
I was afraid of like looking like that or being. I was afraid of turning into a hippie, bro. Like I was afraid of that shit. I was like, it was like what you think everybody warns you about when you're bro. I went to church, bro. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
grew up in military bases, bro. Like
Yep.
in military bases. Like being a hippie was like you that was the wrong thing, bro. Like my
Yeah.
dad literally beat my ass, bro. Like my dad yelled at me, all that type shit about like about this type of shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like so like it was a like when I started tripping, the only time I had a bad trip is because I thought I was gonna go to hell. I
Yeah.
like everything got bad, bro. I was like, I literally am on drugs, reading esoteric shit, and I grew up in a church. This is demons, bro. Like this is like
Yeah.
literally this. They say this is the devil, and I'm like, oh man, I'm going to hell, bro. Like, oh god, bro. Like I'm smoking weed, bro. I'm like, fuck, I'm about having a kid and I'm not married, bro. Like, oh god, bro. Like it was so bad, bro. I was like getting psychosis and shit, and then I was like, wait, I love myself.
Yeah.
Why would I do anything bad to myself? You know what I mean? Like I'm not here fucking snorting shit up my nose and motherfucking shooting shit up my arm. You know what I mean? I'm like seeking enlightenment. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So
Like
like,
natural. It's
yeah.
all
So like that's what
natural,
got me
you
into
know?
mushrooms. Like I just started growing my own mushrooms because I was like afraid of what was on the street and shit. Like you know what I mean? Like, cause like people told me a lot of bad practice on the street, bro. Like they gave
Yeah.
me mushrooms that still had substrate on the bottom. Like tell you to eat that shit. Like it just was dirty to be cat hair and shit. Like it's just like yo, like you know what I
Mm.
mean? Let me just grow these. So like I was growing mushrooms, and again, like once my son was born, then it was like I can't do illegal shit no more. You know what I mean? Like I can't do illegal shit anymore. Like but I know how to grow mushrooms, and I was like, what am I just gonna fucking learn a whole new profession? You know what I mean? I know how to grow herb, I know how to grow mushrooms. So I was like, let me just grow plants and mushrooms.
Yeah.
and nobody in central Pennsylvania knew how to grow mushrooms. So like off rip, I was like the most knowledgeable person about growing mushrooms in the public. I would go out, I would talk to people about it and shit. I went to the um, local mushroom club because they had some like there's the Pennsylvania Mushroom Club. They had a guy talking about mushroom cultivation, and he was like their expert. And like I went in there and like I was like, "Yo, this stuff is so basic, bro." Like, and everybody was like, "Oh, taking notes and shit." And I'm like, "Yo, this guy got paid to talk to them about this, and I know more than him." I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, how do I figure out how to like teach about this shit?" So I just started teaching
Yeah.
about it. Like I was just like, "All right, I'm hosting a class about it." Like who says I'm qualified? Me. Come take the class, and if you don't learn what you need to learn, then like then my reputation's fucked. You know what I'm saying? But it
Yeah.
wasn't. It did it, and everybody learned what they needed to learn, and then I've taught 10,000 plus people since then. You know what I mean?
Dude, insane. So your first product was your knowledge.
Yeah, off rip, bro. I didn't own anything besides myself. Like I didn't own anything
Yeah.
besides my mind. I started at Zone Zero. Then I started collecting coffee grounds from local cafes around New Cumberland and Harrisburg. I started growing mushrooms at my girl's grandfather's basement in my basement. Two basements I started running up. And then I used all the mushrooms to pay for the equipment. Then I started doing farmers market in New Cumberland. Then I started doing farmers market at the Cocoa Beanery at Hershey. Then I started selling to the Garlic Poet, which was this restaurant in New Cumberland, and that was with Chef Kurt Weaver. He's like a really prominent chef. He does like the farm show every year now. Like he's on the stage and like on the culinary stage running it up. He's like one of the illest chefs in Central Pennsylvania. But like he ran it up, bro. He started buying like 100 pounds of mushrooms from me a week, bro. Like that place
Wow.
changed my life. Like
And I feel like real quick I need to tell the audience we're not talking about psychoactive mushrooms right now.
nah, nah. We're talking about
We're
just
talking
edible
about
gourmet mushrooms.
yes, normal mushrooms. I wanted to put that out there real quick because it's a cannabis type of podcast, and I feel like we just dove into psychedelics and mushrooms, and now we're talking about, helping people. So I want to make sure
Well,
everyone
I mean,
understands, you
yeah.
know,
I
if
said I
these are
stopped doing all
edible.
the illegal shit. You know what
Exactly,
I'm saying?
exactly. Just wanted to highlight that for everybody so there's no
Yeah.
confusion here. These are
Yeah.
heady gourmet mushrooms.
Yeah, I literally put Central Pennsylvania on the gourmet mushrooms, bro. Like, and if anybody wants to tell me no otherwise, come talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, but like nobody knew what lion's mane was before I brought lion's mane out in Harrisburg.
Yeah,
Nobody, bro.
yeah.
I stood in front of thousands of people. I also did the farmers market at uh the farm show complex. Like I was every week outside talking to thousands of central Pennsylvanians that says, "What's a lion's mane? What's a reishi? What's a all bro?" Thousands of hours I put in teaching a whole customer base, introducing them to the product for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that shit was crazy, bro. Like, that was a crazy couple years. It got exhausting. I didn't want to be teaching everybody the same shit every weekend or every week at farmers
Yeah.
market, you know? So I started hiring people. Well, like, before I hired people, I actually moved to North Carolina for a couple years and started the first commercial cordyceps facility in the whole US. Started growing
Word.
cordyceps. I was the only one that had cordyceps militaris in the whole U.S. I was selling them for like $1,400 a pound. Um, I
What are the
developed
benefits of
SLP, and
cordyceps?
cordyceps is one of the most valuable medicinal mushrooms. It's really good for like energy. It's good for getting oxygen into the body. It's really good for the immune system. There's some research showing that two of the novel compounds found in cordyceps, like one of the active compounds, this would be like the equivalent of THC. Like THC is the main active compound in cannabis. Like cordyceps' main active compound is called cordycepin. So this novel compound is literally named after the mushroom. And this compound, along with another novel compound in cordyceps called cordymin, has research showing that it has the ability to inhibit HIV-1 reverse transcriptase, which means that it can inhibit the HIV virus from replicating its RNA, DNA. Bro, like we're at the tip of the iceberg of functional medicine because we live in a pharmaceutical monopoly country where it's
Yeah.
illegal to talk about plants as medicine and do research, bro. That's why all the research comes from China. All the research on medicinal mushrooms comes from China because we're not allowed to do certain things or say certain things. It's all like FDA regulated, this and this. So, but we are very free because certain European countries it's straight up illegal to sell cordyceps and stuff. Like in Spain,
Really?
illegal to sell cordyceps. Yeah,
Damn.
it has to be like approved food for like that's been consumed for like 15 years, and then you have to like take it to the government and like has to be like you have to like petition or some shit with the government to like get them to recognize this as something that's safe for consumption to be sold on the market. Like Europe is
Interesting.
mad different, bro. Italy, there's only like 30 mushrooms that you're even allowed to sell, and most of them are wild only. Like so, like the European Union in a whole is not very easy to do mushroom business. Like US is like free enterprise as fuck, bro.
Damn.
I mean,
I
you can do
didn't. I
anything here.
wonder why'd they outlaw them? Just because they
Uh,
are just the scare of it, or
I mean, you get to some of those countries and there's just thousands of years of laws, bro. Like
yeah,
sometimes it's just not like I mean in Pennsylvania, right? Like the definition of a tincture hasn't been updated since like 1952 or something like this. So like I had to go, my mentor had to go, and he's the only other person on record describing what a tincture is for the whole state of Pennsylvania. If you get into some legal shit, because it is illegal to sell tinctures in Pennsylvania unless you have a license from the Liquor Control Board to be able to possess the alcohol, bro. Like, unless you're just going to the store and buying Everclear and making your tinctures, that's
yeah,
okay. But you cannot sell that. You have to
yeah.
go deal with the fucking Department of Agriculture. You have to deal with the Liquor Control Board, and you have to have paperwork that says that you're distributing a non-beverage, non-food product. If you go to market, you are liable to get in trouble by the health inspector, and you will have to go through a whole bunch of nonsense. Like,
Jeez.
granted, I went 10 years without dealing. I went 8 years without having to deal with any of this. You can fly under the radar, but just know that in Pennsylvania, there is so lack of description that it puts us in the danger zone. There's a
Yeah.
police for alcohol, and your tincture is considered alcohol unless you know otherwise and know that you're protected by a federal act from 1994 that says that supplements are not food. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit you have to, bro. I had in all my cash registers for all my employees when they go to different markets. I have multiple papers for them to show people this, this,
Mm,
this, this, and I had to
yeah.
figure that shit out, bro. My mentor
Yeah.
Benjamin Weiss with Susquehanna Permaculture is the only person in Pennsylvania that figured this out before me.
So is a tincture that's like an MCT base not considered a proper tincture, right? Because it's not that alcohol base that's going to open it up to get
Well, I mean,
that
MCT based
sublingual.
tinctures and glycerin based tinctures are not affected by this rigmarole of the whole alcohol thing.
Yeah. But then it doesn't really hit you sublingually because then the oil's just floating on top of your saliva. You need that alcohol to open that up
Well, I mean,
to get it
for
in there. From
every
my understanding,
mushroom
I don't know.
every mushroom and herb, I personally believe needs a different
Property for it.
needs a different extraction method,
Yeah.
because like what you're trying to get out of it is different, and then it needs a different delivery method because like what it's used for is different. And like so like if you just have a tincture, like not to knock anybody that has a tincture company where everything is just alcohol tincture, like
Yeah.
that's good for and helpful for some people, but like some of those herbs didn't want to be treated that way. They didn't grow and put all their life energy to be delivered that way. And it's not the most effective way to deliver it to the person that needs it for this specific particular ailment.
Yeah.
Um, I think that consumerism is putting a lot of pressure on herbalists, and a lot of herbalists don't have the time to do proper herbalism and have the time because like herbalism is like a biodynamic practice. Like you need to like take time and like look at the fucking stars and like
Yeah.
harvest different parts of the plants at different times a year, and like people got to pay their bills every single month. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
it's putting a lot of pressure on things that needs more time, and I don't think that people are like really, I think everybody's just using traditional Chinese medicine and just like they said this works with, and this makes you have energy and this makes you have energy. Let's put that together. Like,
Yeah.
nah, that's not even traditional Chinese medicine.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
missing
you
the
know what I
full
mean? So
circle.
like
Yeah.
I don't know. But to just answer it, yeah, like MCT and glycerin is not affected by that. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I'm 10 years deep into R&D on why we extract reishi differently than we extract lion's mane, than we extract cordyceps, and yada yada. You know what I mean?
And they all do extract differently when you're messing around with them. You've
Different yields,
experienced?
different
Yeah.
concentrations. Like, and since there's been because like when I started, there were no analytical laboratories doing the analytics for this that was public. Now there's multiple analytical laboratories you can go for cordyceps, reishi, turkey tail, lion's mane is still not there yet, but we're almost there with the lion's mane analytics. But like we've sent in cordyceps samples, dry, then done the extracts, and then it was less cordycepin. All right, then
Hmm.
we fucked up with the extraction method. So we kept refining our methods. And some people have never done that. They do everything the same way they've always done it, and they sell this
Yeah.
product without actually knowing
They
if
just
their
run it.
methods are good
Yeah.
methods, you know?
Yeah. Dang. Mad R&D. I didn't really think that mushroom extraction would transition to such different methods that you'd have to use, you know? Take your time.
I'm lucky I made hash first.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
but when I came on, the
Translates.
only other person that was doing anything similar to what I was doing was feral fungi out in the West Coast. They
Yeah.
were doing spagyric extractions, right? But like off rip, I was like, I got into the mushroom space and somebody served me a tincture and I said, "Why did you leave this solvent in your extract?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Why is this so much alcohol in here?" And they're like, "That's a tincture." And I was like, "All right." So I took home a couple of the best brands that I could find of tinctures and I just put them in a double boiler on my stove. And I boiled off all the alcohol in the water. And then all of them had like less than a gram of extract in there, like maybe like point 0.2, point
Damn.
0.4 of a gram of extract in a whole 2-ounce bottle. I put 1 gram per ounce of extract into the liquid, like
Mm.
for everything.
Yeah.
So, off rip, and then I posted on the internet, and like everybody lost their shit, bro. Nobody had ever seen mushrooms look like hash before, except for feral fungi. If he was doing, I don't even remember, because like people were losing their shit, bro. Like I was like posting fucking Pyrex dishes of like look like fucking BHO, and it's
Mushroom extract.
cordyceps or chaga
Wow.
or reishi, and yeah, bro, like it started a whole thing, bro. I started selling just straight up fucking grams of concentrate and shit. Like anybody that had any kind of extract or concentrate extract was only powder from like Chinese powder imported through Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would people use these extracts? Just pop it in something, let it dissolve, or just eat it orally right away,
Some of
you
them
know?
are, a lot of them are water soluble, so you could
Yeah.
just like incorporate in water. But like people put it in capsules and pop it in their mouth. Some people just stick their finger and just like put it right in their mouth. Um, but then we just started like incorporating it into stuff. Like I realized that was the play. Like we started putting it in like just like hash. Like put it in like
Yeah.
edibles. Like put it in coffee. Fucking put it in lotion. Figure out like how the best applications and all this different kind of stuff. You know.
Yeah. What are you able to center on one of your favorites? Do you have a favorite mushroom that you like to work with or consume personally?
Truffles, like
Truffles?
I'm deep into truffles right now. Truffles are the world's
Yeah.
ultimate mushrooms. Truffles are the most underrated medicinal mushroom in the world. Like there's native truffles in Pennsylvania. There's native truffles all around the whole U.S. that people don't even know about. And they're chemical powerhouses. Like people talk about terpenes. People don't even know. People don't even know that there's all these other different aromatic compounds that cannabis produces.
Oh yeah.
High all sulfur compounds, bioflavonoids, all these different kinds of compounds, right? Esters. Truffles are the ultimate organoleptic organism. Like they are fucking dripping aromatherapy, bro, and like they're hella medicinal. So I'm just deep in the truffle realm right now. I'm making a documentary about truffles right now.
Oh, word?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shit. Nice, dude. When's MycoFest coming this year?
August 1st to the 3rd is the first weekend of August every single year.
Nice. And it's open for anybody?
It's open for anybody. It's a camping event, but you can also get day passes. And then we have live music at night, and we do workshops and presentations during the day. A couple years, we've had like school buses literally taking people out into the woods to go foraging. Otherwise, we'll just have people like take lines of cars like out into different spots. We have experts that will lead forays, and we identify all the mushrooms that are found. Like
Damn.
there's almost never a time where we have a mushroom that somebody that's at the place can't figure out what it is. And then a lot of the mushrooms get sent for DNA sequencing so that that information is valuable to the world at large about what we did in that time. and what species are available in that area in this time of year. And yeah, a lot of people take home mushrooms. Sometimes when it's like bumper crop years, people are like leaving with like gang loads of shiitake, or I mean, chanterelles or porcini and stuff like this. Um, and yeah, we cook up with each other and big vibes. Yeah, just big vibes all around.
Dude,
Big
that's
vendor
sick.
market. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tight. And speaking on earlier you're talking about how you're doing a class at your crib. Do you do that often?
I usually do them seasonally. Like back in Pennsylvania, I did like three a year. I'm only doing one this year here in Los Angeles. I'm teaching in 2 weeks, mushroom cultivation, 3 days of just mushroom cultivation. So I'm about to like set up a whole, fruiting, chamber on the side of my crib, maybe over on this side of my crib too. I might have two fruiting chambers and partner with Nordspore. They're sending me some spawn and different things like that in the mail. And yeah, I'm just gonna run it up for these people out here and show them what it is. Maybe we'll do a field trip because I do know that there is a big mushroom farm in LA. And I met this guy at like some VIP party for this mushroom production company that just launched out here. Like they
Hell
make
yeah.
films about mushrooms and stuff. Um,
Nice.
so I can might take my students to a field trip to like an actual big mushroom farm too.
Dude, that'd be sick. Nice, man. So what do you have for the people that want to maybe start dabbling into the mushroom realm? How can they start kind of beginning into that, not get overwhelmed? Because
Come
I'm
to
sure it could
MycoFest.
be like cannabis, like
Yeah, come to
cannabis.
MycoFest.
Come to MycoFest. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, you'll meet a lot of people that's at different like interest levels.
Yeah.
Also join your local mushroom club. Like Pennsylvania has two mushroom clubs, one in the west, one in the east, and I think there's actually one in Philly now, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so yeah, we have lots of mushroom people in Pennsylvania. Lots of really great people to learn from. And yeah, I mean, no matter where you are in the U.S., there's regional mushroom clubs. So like maybe you have to drive really far because there's only one in your state. But they meet once a month. And you can connect with like experts, like people that's been doing this their whole life, foraging in the same woods that you are in, can tell you all sorts of really valuable information. Um, Other than that, I mean, YouTube is crazy, bro. Like this was not like this when I was younger. There is
Yeah.
literally a video on how to do anything about mushrooms on YouTube right now. Um, I have a bunch of videos on YouTube about how to grow mushrooms. There's a lot of really great books. Uh, yeah, I mean, shit. It just depends on how you like to learn. Like, if you need to learn in person, go to a mushroom festival. Now, there's mushroom festivals all around the U.S. Like, when I started MycoFest, it was like Telluride, MycoFest, and the radical mycology conversions that would happen like every 4 years, and or 3 or 4 years. I don't know how many years it takes, but now there's like one in every state. You know what I mean? So like, find your local mushroom festival and go connect with your people. Mushroom people are like the illest people, bro. Like yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. And if people wanted to dabble in some products, are they able to get those through you? Do you have a website they could head to and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can check me out on mycosymbiotics.com. And then I do whatnot shows every now and then where you can get like some of my products under their retail value. So yeah, you can check me out at MycoSymbiote on whatnot, or mycosymbiotics.com has all of our products. And then if you're in Europe, you can also go on mycosymbiotics.com and we have a list of products that's only available in Europe. We can ship the European products to the US, but we have uh, base out in Sweden. We have a lab out in Sweden, where my partner is producing our extracts with our same concentrate from Pennsylvania, out there for the European clientele.
Dude, that's sick. You ever go out there?
Yeah, yeah, I was just out there last year. I mean, to Sweden, no, but I was
Oh,
just out
yeah.
in Europe last year. I was in Italy and Spain, and that's where I
Hmm.
connected with my partner, my business partner, Peter. Yeah, shouts out Peter out there. But yeah, I was out in Spain, I was in Italy, and I went to the UK also, to London, and just like catching a feel for like what everything's like out there. I was teaching classes. And I went out twice because I went out there to learn about how to cultivate truffles in Spain.
Dude, that's sick. And
Yeah, and
now
then I went back to cannabis.
can you grow truffles in your backyard there?
Not like this.
Yeah.
Like I mean, bro, like all right, so like if I owned this property,
Yeah.
yes. but
Yeah.
it would take a grip. It would take like a little while, and like I wouldn't get that many. I'd probably get like four truffle trees or something like that. But that shit could make you a lot of money, especially here in LA. Oh, LA grown truffles, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. Motherfuckers be paying out the waz for that shit, bro. Put that shit in Erewhon or something. Like the fucking $20 strawberry or some shit. That'd be worth so much money.
Ooh,
Yeah, the grocery
baby.
store out here, they got like a $20 single strawberry, bro. Like crazy. It's wild.
Yeah, that's wild. And what kind of products can you check out? You have the extracts, you have tinctures. Do you do like gummies or anything like that too?
Gummies are coming soon. But I got tinctures. If you want concentrates, that's like back end wholesale type shit. You gotta hit me up for that. But front end, we got tinctures. We got infused salt. Um, we have different honey infusions. An electuary line. My cacao will be back in stock, which is part of the electuary line, which is a honey-based chocolate product that has one with lion's mane, one with cordyceps. I have a honey that's chanterelle with saffron. Saffron's a herb that I really stand behind, a plant medicine I really stand behind, powerful antidepressant. And it has a history of cultivation in Pennsylvania, so that's really cool as well. And yeah, what else we got? I mean, we got some merchandise on there, and yeah, I'll be coming back. I've made a lot of products over the years, and because I'm out here in LA and I don't have a whole team and I'm not far away from my office and stuff, it's not very easy for me to like keep relaunching different stuff. So we're just sticking with the tinctures right now. But right now, like our main headlining products are Anand, which is our truffle extract, which is a like the only all natural black truffle extract on the market, freeze dried, ultrasonic extracted, like bonkers. Like nobody's gonna find anything on. Everything else is made with fake fucking truffles, bro. Like
Yeah.
fake or synthetic compounds. So we have that, and then we have the Hericium blend. So I've incorporated three mushrooms that are all related to lion's mane. One like lion's mane, and then two other mushrooms that are related to lion's mane into a blend. And I can't even keep that in stock. Everybody just buys that all out every time it's in stock. So, but it's always on my website. It just might take 3 to 5 weeks to ship, but people are waiting all that time, bro. Like that shit it's just I can't keep it in stock.
What's up with lion's mane? Because I see it pop up all the time, you know?
Lion's mane's popping, bro. Like lion's mane is beneficial for neurological health. So it can increase cognitive function in healthy individuals, healthy brains. And a lot of people are looking at it because it's beneficial for neurological degenerative diseases because it has the ability to regrow myelin, which is the sheath outside of the nerves, which is kind of like the rubber on the wire that keeps the electricity from flying out of the wires. Same deal. We're sending electrical impulses through our nerves, and we have this sheath called myelin that can degrade over time. And the lion's mane has multiple aromatic compounds, like 11 to 13 aromatic compounds. People just think it's called arenacenes and hericenones. Each of those are a group of aromatic compounds. So lion's mane has these compounds that are incredibly beneficial to nervous system health and can literally aid in the regrowth of the myelin sheath, and it also can induce nerve growth factor. Yeah, lion's mane is like fucking booster, bro. Like it's like a fucking buff. You know what I'm saying? It's like the power up. It's the
Yeah.
fucking one up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the sensu bean, man. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
bro.
I know all about it, dude. That's sick. So what's wrapping it up, man? What's on the horizons for you? Some future goals that you're putting out there and what's going on with that, you know?
Bro, I'm putting everything into this truffle documentary right now. I want this to be the best ever. It's gonna be the best ever. You know what I'm saying? I want to introduce the world to truffles. I want to introduce the culture to truffles. Um, and show people why truffles are a grand equalizer, why truffles represent democracy. Like, I think so many people look at the truffles and feel as though it's like high to do, like I don't what am I gonna do with truffles? That's from rich people shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's like that's what you think, but like anybody with a dog can go out in the mountains and make like $2,000 a day picking truffles. Don't matter, like what are you doing? Like you're sitting on your ass with your dog in the crib. Like take that dog outside and go fucking get some therapy in the woods because hiking is therapy. You know what I'm saying? Breathing fresh air is therapy, and like make money, bro. I'm telling you, this is the way. You do not know the way. I can show you the way. You know what I'm saying? Like I will show you the way. And like for the past 10 years, I've been making a living hiking in the woods with my friends and my family. You know what I'm saying? I go in the woods, I pick mushrooms, I make products with them, and I live a happy life with my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, go do that shit, bro. Quit your job. You know what I'm saying? Because it sucks, and fucking figure out something in the environment. Like that's why I made my business, MycoSymbiotics, an ecological research business, because there's so many things to value in the environment that people don't know why they should value it. It has been under researched. So I'm like, all right, cordyceps, yo, look at this thing. It's worth so much money. You know what I mean? Still to this day, people are selling it to like $400, $600 a pound. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
that's still good money. Like, and like, oh, look at this. Ichnoderma resinosum. This mushroom grows pork of the woods, they call it in Pennsylvania. It tastes like fucking skirt steak. And people are eating weird ass lab meat because they're vegan. You know what I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
actual whole food that tastes like meat for vegans. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, whoa, like this is in your woods. You can find this. You can grow this. It doesn't take that much money to grow this. You know what I'm saying? Like, mushrooms are cheap to grow. Plants are, it doesn't cost that much to grow plants and mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my whole MO is like, quit your job, devote your life to the environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing else. Everything else is all fugazi. Everything else is already played, and you're already part of a headless horseman, decapitated colonial zombie project.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, it fits. You know, hopefully, eventually, more people. It's happening. You know, whatever they
Yeah,
want to call
bro.
it. I think more and more people are coming to tune with some shit. You
Yeah,
know.
bro. I mean,
Um.
the what it's happening whether we like it or not, bro.
Oh.
Eggs are almost $1 an egg. So like at some point somebody's gonna have to figure out where they come from and how to make that thing stay alive. You know what I mean? Like, oh, eggs come out this butt of this chicken. Like, oh, this chicken will eat my leftovers that I've been throwing in the trash and make
Yeah.
eggs for me. Oh wow. Let's grow. You know what I'm saying?
I
Let's
do.
grow.
I do. My man. I appreciate your
Yo.
time, Will.
Yo, give thanks. I appreciate you, Adam. Like, this has been super real. I appreciate you giving me a platform to talk about stuff that I don't usually talk about. And like, bro, just like, I haven't done an interview in dummy long, so like, it's mad refreshing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go
Yeah.
into this bright sunny day with a different mindset. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you, bro. Hell yeah. And we'll have to link once you make it back to PA, brother.
Pull up to MycoFest. You know what I mean? You got a ticket on me. Come on. You know what I mean?
Hey.